Welcome SAO survivors. This week we have quite a lightweight news week, to be honest, aside from two major bombshells. We have Aria Starless Night finally coming to streaming platforms, regions may vary, and we have Sword Online Alicization Blading, Unleash Blading, however you remember the name of the game at this point, is officially being shut down as expected for quite some time now. I have expected it to come down before its 3rd anniversary, and we're just a couple days away from the 3rd anniversary and the shutdown announcement has been made, but we're gonna go into all of it. Thank God this is a short one. I also have a video planned of this little gift I have from Yen Press. I will probably do it sometime towards Friday or something if I can find time. University is just killing me at the moment. But welcome to This Week in SAO. It's me, Gamerturk, for your all-weekly SAO news, and that is completely bogged down on the word order, but I do not care. Here we go. Alright, so first news, it's one of those bombshells because we're starting with the anime news. Aria Starless Night, the first progressive movie, is finally coming to streaming platforms. Crunchyroll has announced that the movie will be coming to their platform on November 24. What they did not clarify is whether it's sub or dub, and which regions that Crunchyroll now controls all around the world are actually gonna get the movie on that exact same date. Chances are you can look at it as a guaranteed sub for sure, with dub being a question mark, and a guaranteed release in the US, potentially UK, and do some praying if you're in any other regions just for it to properly appear in your region if you have Crunchyroll in your region or one of its affiliates. We had two birthdays in the past 2 weeks, actually, one of which I skipped last week due to much larger news, obvious reasons. Strea had her birthday on the release date of SAO, that's November 6th, so we got a special illustration for her from Sword Online Beaters Cafe. And on November 10, we had Kureha from Sword Online Fatal Bullet celebrating her birthday. We have an art for her as well, should be somewhere around here potentially. And with all of that, we're just jumping over to the game news. SAO Online Last Recollection, the sequel to Alicization Licorice, the supposed final game, again in the SAO Online gameverse. Yoshitsugu Matsuoka, voice actor of Kirito, has shared a commemorative video on the SAO Games Info Twitter channel. Part of which is just thanking the fans for their passion as usual, and the other part is how he's feeling after they have finished their vocal recording. So it seems like, first off, you can watch the video, it's always nice seeing Tsugu speak. But main news here is that the sound recording seems to have been completed for the game. So yeah, they are progressing in the development phase. Remember, the game is coming out 2023, we have no date yet. It's a brand new engine, moving from the ancient modified Fire engine of Acuria into the Unreal engine instead. Again, still developed by Acuria. For more context, I recommend you check last week's video where I talked more in depth about it as to what this change entails. Sword Art Online Variant Showdown, of course, still gearing up for that internally delayed release, let's say. They have shared their November calendar, which has 4 characters on it this time around, Kirito, Asuna, as well as Shirika and Lifa. It's again a nice calendar, but who uses home screen calendars like that in this day and age? I do not know. I wish they just shared the illustrations without the calendar attached. That would be absolutely great if you ask me. So, an idea, perhaps. They have shared some new stickers as well, which are now available as stickers as well as emotes in the official Variant Showdown server. I'm gonna add the link in the description for the Discord server, of course. Mine is also there. You may as well join for more SAO and Sonic talks. And last but not least, on Variant Showdown, we have a new mini manga page featuring Asuna and Shinon. Quite a cute visual, but those mini mangas are definitely leaving a lot on the table to be desired, with just having a single panel and not even, proper captions. Can't complain about cute visuals, can I? Integral Factor, of course. Last week we had the Floor 100 implementation. This week we have more minor but also kinda sorta quite important big news. Integral Factor is finally coming to PC with a large asterisk on the top. Integral Factor is now available on PC through Google Play Games. That is available on some North American regions and some Southeast Asian regions. So chances are if you're in Europe, you're not getting it. Chances are if you're in some unlucky region in Asia or North America, there's not many possibilities to be around in North America. But still, I don't know if this includes Canada, for example. So do let me know in the comments whether you're eligible or not. Aside from that, Integral Factor has a new banner, Ministering Angels Order. It features Lifa, Shinon, Sanya, and Lisbeth, and some other events. You can just check your notice board for those hunt events or whatever else they have. Largest, juiciest, and the I told you so news of this week. SAO Unleash Blading has finally caved in and announced their end of service. It is coming down on... what was that again? I did not actually write it down. Oh! The servers will be shut down on January 16 for good. For now, you can still keep playing, but the cube shop is disabled. You can no longer get cubes. There are banners. You may as well, you know, use if you have saved anything, if you still gonna play the game. There's 1 or 2 more events coming, one of which is a War of Underworld addition to the mainline story, and one is a ranking event. So if you have that final urge to play Unleash Blading one last time, that is going to be your chance. Otherwise, again, it's going down on January 16. There is no mention of an online mode for now, like Memory Defrag had. There is no mention of actually being able to save the images you have purchased onto your device. If you have followed me on Twitter or wherever, you know that I was very critical of this game's very greedy monetization schemes. And the image gallery, the image store was the one that pushed the bar way too high. For me, in my opinion, they were literally selling you JPEGs and PNGs that were locked into the game. You could not save it to your device, you could not take them and use them wherever. Which is exactly why I said, you know, if you know a data miner, you may as well go check them instead. And this is exactly why. These were sold for, if I remember correctly, like 50 cubes or 75 cubes, roughly $5, 5 euros per image, and now it's just poof, they are going to be gone, much like every other gacha, you know. With units or skills, you can still make that argument that, you know, you bought something and had an experience with it. It's the units that you're playing as that you're purchasing, if you ever did. But with these images, you just paid for a $5 for a wallpaper that you can't even see in full properly, that you can't even save on your device, that you can't even use however you want. It's just gone. Another wave of I spent so much money on this game and now it's all gone phase that a lot of fans are going through, and well, they will keep going through the same thing over and over because these things, they just never change. The games are designed in such a way to suck these exploitable people dry and then drop them off 3 years later with nothing to show for it. It's really sad. All I can say is don't fall for these traps, for these gacha games, but nobody listens because that's what the game design is going for, to exploit that vulnerability, and nothing more I can say about it. But let's end this on a somewhat positive note. They are still committed to the Black Emperor storyline that they have. They made it as the Dark Emperor with some ultimate single scheming devil in charge of the entire plan, I guess. Which wasn't the case in Mooncradle, but whatever. They will continue the story to its, I guess, conclusion, whatever they are referring to as a conclusion, because it's an event that goes on for like 70 years, if I recall the timeline correctly. But probably their own Black Emperor's mini arc. It's going to be somewhat self-contained in itself. They will continue this on the Sword Online video games website, SAO Beaters Cafe. They have not clarified whether this is going to be a Japanese only release or if they are going to have localizations available, just like they have currently in the game. They have not clarified the format the story is going to be told in. It's going to be weird if they just share a PowerPoint slide with all the visual novel thingies. It's going to be interesting. They didn't clarify anything, but if it comes to the worst, you know, if it's just a Japanese only release, you can be quite confident that we will be translating it at SAO Wikia, so you can at least have a sigh of relief if you are scared of any kind of thing, or if you're interested in that story. But with that, this week in SAO has come to an end. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot, patrons and channel members, as always. Until next time, stay cool.